council, and it will be for the next month. We went through the first cycle this week, is a refinement of our nuisance abatement procedures for vehicles. And by vehicles, that can be a car, a motorcycle, it can be a trailer, it can be a camper, anything parked on, on city streets or in the public right of way. And this is an issue. It's often a recurring issue with either the same people or the same vehicle, and it's very difficult for neighborhoods where you have maybe, their neighborhoods, maybe older neighborhoods that were built with narrower lots. People maybe had one car, if they had a car at all. They parked it in the back in the little, one-car garage that they built then. But now we have more need for parking on our streets. And so when people sort of abuse the city's policy, and we have nuisance vehicle language in our ordinance right now, it's ordinance 8.14, but it makes it it's very difficult to enforce. So what we've tried to do with this new proposed ordinance is make it easier for our staff to enforce the ordinance, basically, and to create a class of vehicle that becomes a nuisance vehicle. So if it's a recurring nuisance, and I think anybody who's listening to this will know what I'm talking about if you live, in an older neighborhood, and maybe not just an older neighborhood, but that nuisance vehicle that is continually there. You as a resident, it's not supposed to be sitting there for 24 hours, or it's not supposed to be sitting there without a license. Those kind of things. It allows the city then to move to nuisance abate such a vehicle after 3 times that it's been, the city's been notified that there's an issue with it. And there are then measures for the city to, once it's nuisance abated, to do immediate towing, and that isn't available right now in our regular nuisance language, in terms of creating a sort of a class of nuisance vehicle that's either they're without a driver's license, without a permit, they're without a license plate, they're not moving, other issues that might be there. So.
And is there a certain time period that the 3-strike system operates in?
Yeah, so the way we nuisance abate properties is if you have 3 found calls in 12 months, then it can be tagged as a nuisance property, and then the city can take action on that property without notification to the owner. So say you have a property in your neighborhood and it has a problem with debris, and it's been reported. Well, once that happens, and it's been reported 3 times in a year, because under law, we have to notify in the first 3 times, we have to say, you need to clean this up and we're giving you 7 days. Well, once this property has not dealt with it 3 times, once this has happened 3 times in a year, in 12 months, then the city can nuisance abate the property, and the next time they can send a crew in, clean it up themselves, and then bill the owner. And that's sort of the principle we're using with nuisance vehicles. So if a vehicle is tagged 3 times within 12 months, it is subject to immediate tow and without notification. There will be new language on the stickers that are placed on vehicles, so people understand this. It will be right there for them to read. We will try to be very clear about this, but they will hopefully, the repeat offenders particularly, which is really what creates the issues a lot of times in our neighborhoods, will hopefully be able to be dealt with more swiftly.